Mr. Lugosi?
I told you I don't want any damn coffins.
No, I don't work here.
Well, who are you? What do you want?
I don't want anything. I'm a really big fan. I've seen all your movies. Mr. Lugosi, why are you buying a coffin?
I'm planning on dying soon.
No.
Yes, I'm embarking on another bus and truck tour of Dracula. 12 cities in 10 days, if that's conceivable.
Do you know that I saw you perform Dracula in Poughkeepsie in 1938?
That was a terrible production. Renfield was a drunk.
I thought it was great. You know, you're much scarier in real life than you are in the movie.
Hi, and welcome to Sneak Peek. This is the pilot episode of TSTV's movie review show. Today, we're going to go a little bit out from our normal format, and we are going to review the movies that are up for Best Picture and all the actors and actresses who are up for awards for the Academy Awards, the 67th Academy Awards, 66th? 66th Academy Awards, which is airing Monday on ABC. And as you all know, David Letterman is going to be the host of that. So what we'll be doing is we'll be going over the top 5 categories, which are Best Picture, well, we consider it to be the top 5. Best Picture, Best Supporting and Supporting Actress and Actor, Best Actor and Best Actress, and if we have time, maybe Best Director. With me is Jefferson, over there is Richard, and this is Kathy. We are just UT students. You should listen to us because we were in touch with reality, and we watch, maybe we've seen all these movies, maybe we haven't. But what we're going to start with is Best Supporting Actress. What we're going to start with is Best Supporting Actress. And let me read those off. Who's up for that? Because we haven't seen any of them. Up first is Rosemary Harris for Tom and Viv. Has anybody seen that?
I haven't seen it.
Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it.
It must suck. Okay. Helen Mirren for Madness of King George. Who's seen that?
I've seen that.
Great. I've seen that too. Uma Thurman, Pulp Fiction, and Jennifer Tilly and Diane Wiest, both for Bullets Over Broadway. This is Best Supporting Actress. Jefferson? Who?
I'm going to have to go, Bernie, with Diane Wiest will probably take it home this time.
What else was she in?
She's done Parenthood, a lot of things. You know,
Does she have the black curly hair?
Right.
She'll probably get it.
She's always had short hair.
What did you think about the chick that was in Madness of King George?
Helen Mirren.
I thought Helen did a wonderful job.
Really?
I think England just has some wonderful actors over there too, and they just know how to do it. She did a spectacular job. But Wiest is going to take it home this year. She already got one from Parenthood. What was that? Back in '89. And
She got one from Parenthood?
No, she didn't get one, but she got the
Oh, she
nomination.
did get the nomination.
She
Got
was
the nod
good.
for it.
Well, I think while we're doing this, we need to ask ourselves one question. Does most popular mean Best Picture or Best
I
Actor,
hope
Actress?
not. It's because
Because because Pulp Fiction definitely dominated the...
I don't know if Uma's that popular. I mean, she got kind of an underground following after like Dangerous Liaisons, and of course the ever
But I
popular
think-
Jennifer 8.
Right, when you see her boobs.
But yeah, I think that they'll definitely go for the most artsy one, probably. I think.
Who? The Academy?
Well, most of the time they do.
Who do you think should win?
Who do I think should win?
Who
Well, I
have you
haven't
seen?
seen all of
Who
them.
have you seen? Have you seen this one?
I think you know I haven't seen all these, but I think the
Which
Madness.
one have you seen?
I've seen Pulp Fiction, but I don't
Uma
think she'll
wins.
get
I
it.
don't know.
I don't think she'll get it. I think that the Madness of King George woman, what is her name?
Helen Mirren.
Helen Mirren. I'm for her,
disagree.
man.
We've had a plethora of British stars and foreign artists winning the awards over the years, and I think it's going to be all American this year.
You really do? In every category, for
Almost,
actresses
yeah.
and actors. What about directors?
Director, yeah, probably so.
I'm
The
gonna
only
go-
one nominated is the guy for Red.
But I do have to say that Uma Thurman did a hell of a twist in Pulp Fiction.
She did it with John Travolta too.
Yes.
It's gotta be every
And the-
actress's
and-
dream is to do
yes.
a twist scene or a dance scene. with
Oh,
John
that
Travolta.
too, and to have a fake needle slammed into your chest. There's nothing better. I'm sorry.
Some people
Nothing
haven't
happens.
seen-
Nothing happens.
Yeah, I saw that during the screening when Tarantino came here, and the whole
I saw
theater.
that recently.
There was that whole scene with the needle in Pulp Fiction, and the Bruce Willis when he's choosing between, he decides to go back for Marcellus, and he's choosing between the different weapons and things like that. I literally thought the theater was just gonna get up and like go through the screen. They were like, yeah, no, especially when he pulled out the. Well, if you haven't seen it, he
They
pulls out
were
a
really
weapon.
for it.
Definitely a Tarantino weapon. But I'm going to go with Best Supporting Actress. I'm going to go with Diane Wiest as well. Just because she seems to be the odds-on favorite. And Uma Thurman wasn't, I didn't think, that impressive. I mean, you thought
I didn't think so either.
Right. She was just so small. I mean, what do we gave her for it because I think Pulp Fiction's got a lot more popularity than it deserves. Not that it wasn't a great movie, but
Yeah, I'm all for Tarantino.
That's
but
blasphemy.
yeah.
Tarantino's a great guy, kind of a dork, but he makes some really nice movies.
He's kind of a goofy guy.
He is kind of he's one of those. Shut up.
But
I think
Uma-
it's nothing this year.
I don't know why she was nominated. You like the wife?
Well, just because everything in Pulp Fiction was nominated, you know. That's probably why. Just because it was such a good movie that they nominated, you know.
What do you think
almost
about the
everything.
other actress in Pulp Fiction?
Which one? Oh, the
The
girl.
wife?
Oh, she was good. I like
she
when
was
she started
fantastic.
crying next to the chopper.
I want the pot belly.
He's like, I'm so sorry, shut
I
up,
like
Nick.
that. I like that.
So what do you think, Richard? Who you got for?
Well, I'd have to stick with Weiss. I don't know. Like you said, Uma Thurman, she really didn't have such a big part. I'm sticking with that. Plus, I haven't seen Pulp Fiction, so that would have something to do with it.
You haven't seen Pulp Fiction?
I'm sorry.
What is wrong with you?
All right, so we're going with these three critics. Let's move on to the next guy.
Okay. Well,
What's the
listen,
next category?
Keep in mind that this one is the hardest one to pick for because who won it last year? That
Your mama?
Anna Paquin from the piano, the little girl.
Oh, the little girl.
Yeah, that was kind of predictable, though.
She gave the very acceptance speech. She was all upset. Okay, on to Best Supporting Actor. Okay, but for Best Supporting Actor, we're going to let Kathy read them off.
All right. Category that we'll be going over will be Best Supporting Actor. And up for Best Supporting Actor will be Samuel Jackson in Pulp Fiction for his Royale with cheese and "Hey, flock of seagulls" routine. And the next is Martin Landau for his beautiful performance of, was it Bela Lugosi? Bela Lugosi in Ed Wood. Next was Paul Scofield in Quiz Show. Then we have Gary Sinise playing a guy that got his leg blown off in Forrest Gump. And then we have Chaz Palminteri over Bullets Over Broadway, in Bullets Over Broadway. So what I want to know is, what did you think?
You know, if Kathy can't pronounce the name, chances are David Letterman can't either.
Probably not.
You know, Gary
Probably not.
Sinise, the funny thing about that was, well, I'm gonna go out on a limb here, first of all. And I'm gonna say that I'm gonna go for a snub here, and I think that Tom Arnold, for his role in True Lies, he was snubbed.
Oh,
For
man.
Best Supporting Actor. That guy was brilliant. I mean, that was a great career move. I mean, he just got a divorce from Roseanne. But with what we have here, I'm gonna say Samuel Jackson. I like Samuel Jackson a lot in Pulp Fiction, and I've seen everyone except for Chaz Palminteri in Bullets Over Broadway. But I really, really, really like Samuel Jackson's portrayal of Vincent Vega's cohort hitman in Pulp Fiction. I thought he was great, a great supporting actor. I might have said he might have been up for Best Actor in general, but that's up to the Academy to choose that stuff. We'll go Sam Jackson.
Okay, see, this is where I'm kind of caught in the crossfire here because, I mean, I really, really like Samuel Jackson. I mean, I loved everything he did, and it was really, really good. But, I mean, when I saw Martin Landau doing Bela Lugosi and Ed Wood with the heroin stuff, I bawled. I shed some tears.
He was really good.
So, I mean, I really think that, you know, Samuel Jackson did a good job, but I think that Martin Landau's going to get it. And also, you know, like you guys said earlier in our pre-discussion that, you know, he's the old guy and he's been doing stuff a long time, and so he'll probably get it. But I mean, I still thought that, you know, he did a really good Bela Lugosi, just that stuff. I want to drink, you know, that stuff's really good.
That's
We'll do it
true.
again. We don't call him
The Academy has a tendency to give awards to people it feels sorry for. Martin Landau, he's, like you said, he's old and really had, but then again, you were right, he did do a good job with the role. I think it's really going to be neck and neck between he and Samuel Jackson.
Oh, definitely.
No, I was also surprised that they didn't posthumously nominate Jessica Tandy for her role in Nobody's Fool with Paul Newman. I didn't really think she was tremendous in it, but just because she's dead and the way the Academy works, you know, I was just really surprised.
Has she won an Oscar
That's
at
a
all?
Grammy. You're
She
thinking
won for
Grammy.
Driving Miss Daisy.
She did?
Won, yeah, but that was like a big deal because she'd been up before. You probably know this. You're the Oscar buff. I mean, Jessica Tandy. She won for Driving Miss Daisy.
Right.
And that's all?
1989, right.
Man.
She played a teenage prostitute.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to have to say also Martin Landau. He's a lot like Weiss. Got a nomination a couple years back for Crimes and Misdemeanors, the Woody Allen movie. And hasn't been up since, but has done some really wonderful work in the past. And Bela Lugosi, we're coming out in the middle of, what, was it the end of the summer Ed Wood was released? And it really, his performance really stuck in my mind over
totally.
a whole bunch of people. Even Schofield's was really excellent, but this is a really good category, and a lot of people have been really well recognized. But yeah, I'll have to say Landau.
Yeah, there's certain people you see when you're actually watching the movie, you know they're going to come up later.
Right.
You know, like you know you're going to see them up for nominations and things like that. And it's like, it's weird when you actually see a movie. It's rare that you think about that. There was somebody that said, somebody at Entertainment Weekly, I think said that after the Bela Lugosi, they just knew. I mean, they could have said right then that no matter what else comes out for the rest of the year, that Martin Landau's going to win. And I think Martin
Yeah.
Landau will win, but I think that Samuel Jackson should. If I had to pick it, I'd say Samuel
Well, that's
Jackson.
actually true. It's just because when you go to see it, it's just there's a difference because when you go to see a movie, if there's something that really sticks out in your head, I know that when I went to go see that, if there was anything in that movie that really, really stuck in my head, you know, it was how good. I mean, how much I really, really appreciated, or not appreciate. Never mind. Not really appreciated, but more like, I mean, how much I was really impressed with just with his portrayal of it.
So Bill Murray didn't really hit you on that movie?
No, I didn't.
It wasn't bad, though. Bill Murray was pretty good, you have to admit that.
Anybody else snubbed for Best Supporting Actor?
I think the guy who gets snubbed a whole bunch is John Turturro, who
Yeah.
has been in, I don't know how many movies this year, but like Tim Robbins, you know, he does a bunch of movies, and then he was like in Being Human this year.
Quiz show.
And a quiz show. Just
Yeah.
really excellent actor, but he just seems to really get ignored, and that's kind of a shame.
What do you think he should get
Which one
nominated
is
for?
John Turturro?
Curly-head guy who was in Barton Fink.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
Barton
guy. Did
Fink
he
guy.
win anything for Barton Fink?
No, he
No,
hasn't been nominated yet.
You know, a personal favorite of mine
That's a
is
shame.
Burnie Birnbaum in Miller's Crossing.
I think
When
you made that
John
up.
Turturro.
Did you make that up?
No, I'm serious. No, but yeah, Burnie Birnbaum in Miller's Crossing.
Yeah,
Have you
he
seen
was
the
in
movie?
Miller- yeah, he was in
Yeah,
Miller's
John
Crossing.
Turturro was.
The guy
Right,
in the
right.
action?
Yeah. He should have been, no, he didn't get nominated for it, but
Right,
he should
he
have been.
never hasn't got a nomination yet.
No, not yet, not yet. Did he get a Best
No.
Director for, what did he direct? He directed something big,
Hey, he directed that little movie, yeah.
but it was like one of those little cult favorites, one of these critics' choices.
Anyway,
Sorry.
back to our topic, which is the Academy Awards.
We're gonna move
and
on.
Not something that was done like
It's John
a long
Turturro.
time ago.
Well, we're
and,
gonna support the patriarchal hierarchy of the Academy. We're gonna go on to the Best Actress and save Best Actor and Best Picture for last. Best Actress, up for that is, why don't you read them?
All right, here we go. Best Actress of the Year. We're going to do Jessica Lange, Blue Sky, Jodie Foster, Nell, Susan Sarandon, The Client, Winona Ryder for Little Women, and Miranda Richardson, Tom and Viv.
Which, of course, none of us have seen. Tom and Viv, that is.
So not Tom and Viv, we're just going to completely
Yeah.
ignore.
I don't think many people saw Blue Sky either.
I didn't either.
This is another one of those categories where I don't think a lot of people are going to be familiar with everyone that's up for the nomination.
Well, you know, it's a funny thing about Blue Sky. What was it made? Back in '90, right? By Orion Pictures, and then of course they went
Got
bankrupt.
shelved or what? Yeah.
Right, and then now released. Then Tommy Lee Jones, of course, is now more popular, so they've re-released that film, and of course I guess Jessica Lange did a damn good
Really?
job.
Is
in it
that's
as
a
well.
re-release?
Well, it's not a re-release exactly, but it's a first release because Orion went bankrupt back in such and such a
It was on the
year.
shelf for 3 years, right?
4 or 5, I heard.
Very long time. Very
So
long
can
time.
Jodie Foster repeat? Does anyone think she will? Because usually in order to repeat, you've got to give, you know, a better performance than your first one.
And the first
That would
one
make
was Little Man
wouldn't that
Tank.
make 3 out of
Right.
5 years that she's won the award then?
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't
just
know.
about.
Did you guys see Nell?
I saw Nell.
I don't know. I mean, I thought
saw
it was
most of
good,
it.
but I still could never get over the fact that it was still Jodie Foster. But I don't know. She might get it for, you know, the baby talk and, you know, I mean the
Wild
you
woman
know,
talk.
exactly. Her wild woman characterization, you know, she might get it for that. But I mean, personally, like, I'm an actress myself, plug, and hire me, no. Anyway, but I mean, I'm an actress myself, and I mean, most of the time I'm really, really impressed with all the stuff that Jessica Lange gives. So I think that I'm gonna go with Jessica Lange, and you know, just my small little thing to say is that whatever Winona Ryder does, I don't think she should win an award for it.
Did you see Little Women?
No, I
How could you
didn't.
say that? How could you
Because
say
I'm
that?
sure it's the exact same thing.
What do you think about Jessica Lange in Cape Fear?
Oh, I thought she was good.
I thought anybody in that whole film could have been nominated for
Yeah.
as far as an acting award.
Oh, especially
True.
Especially,
John Doe Baker.
especially the guy that played the villain. What's his name?
Robert De Niro.
Robert De Niro.
Bobby,
Definitely.
as those of us
He
who
was
know him
nominated.
call him.
Yeah, you're
He was nominated.
Okay, I say for Best Actress, I like Susan Sarandon. She's a.
Oh.
There's only one thing you gotta watch out for on Susan Sarandon. You gotta watch out for the gratis political speech. You know what it'll be this year. You know, I mean, she'll probably have an entire dress made out of red AIDS ribbons. You know, are those police coming for us? By the way,
You're not supposed
Yes,
to be
we
here.
finally said the wrong thing.
I have to agree with
and-
Bernie. That's true. Susan Sarandon is more than due for an award. She's done some incredible work over the years. Lorenzo's Oil was her last nomination. Year before that, it was Thelma and Louise. And she's
Yeah.
done just some amazing stuff, and she keeps getting better and better, and unfortunately older and older. To me, she's still hotter than hell, but
how old is Tim Robbins? Like,
they're both in there, like hitting that 40s thing going there, and that's, you know, for actresses it's more difficult than men. We still Newman and Nigel Hawthorne are still going pretty strong, but then
Yeah.
there's, you know, the women don't get the roles
Yeah, it
anymore.
is. Yeah, it's really hard because most of the time, when actors get their roles are when they're young, and then after that, they always get stuck with like mom roles or something like that, and those come.
This is the Winona Ryder
few
thing she's upset about.
between. Yeah, that's it. Because every time I see it, I'm like, I should be doing that. No.
I thought this year Serena would get it for Little Women, for a supporting actress in Little Women.
Yeah.
But I'm really glad that somebody noticed the client, and the fact that they did notice that is what I think she'll probably win.
I think if Sarandon does win, it will be because of her past movies. Like you said, she was nominated for Lorenzo's Oil.
Lorenzo's Oil.
Lorenzo's Oil.
Somebody's oil.
One of those. And Thelma and Louise. And if she does win it, it'll be again because the Academy feels that they did her wrong in the past. We'll say, there you go.
Yeah, she's just a dude.
Yeah. That's the Academy thing about paying your dues, though. I hate that. I really, really hate that. That you can't just give the nomination to whoever had the best role, you know, even if they're a
That year.
newcomer. You know, like Tarantino. I know Tarantino got a lot of hype, but I'm sure if we get to Best Director, I don't think he'll win Best Director. You know, I think that they'll give it to Zemeckis just
The
because.
Forrest Gump guy.
Yeah, just because he's
Definitely.
paid his dues, you know, or even if he has, you know,
He really
Spielberg had to
hasn't
make-
paid his dues.
Spielberg had to make Schindler's List before he can win an Academy Award. Zemeckis has made what? The Back to the Future trilogies. He made Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which
Didn't that win awards?
And death becomes her.
No, Who Framed Roger Rabbit probably won a visual effect awards because they kept hyping it up. They said it's the first movie where anyone's ever been on screen, a real person in a cartoon. You know, and it was all this big hype about it. And I'm like,
What was that
has
movie,
anyone
the
seen
Disney
Pete's
one with the
Dragon?
little pig?
Has nobody seen the Pete's
All
Dragon?
right, there's still one in there with Gene Kelly where he's dancing with a little
Tomcat?
something
No,
like
that's
that.
Dick Van Dyke. You're thinking when he's dancing with the penguins in Mary Poppins.
That's the Paul
Oh,
Abdul
yes,
video.
that too. Oh, where she's dancing with MC Scat Cat.
That's what it is.
I think
what were we
that Paula
talking
Abdul and MC Scat Cat should win an award this year
Best
for
new
best
video.
They're
animated.
due. They are definitely due.
Okay, on to Best Actor. For Best Actor in a major role, we got Richard.
Richard, go ahead.
Okay, I think I'll read them. Morgan Freeman for Shawshank. And Tom Hanks for Forrest Gump, obviously. Nigel Hawthorne, Madness of King George. Paul Newman for Nobody's Fool. And John Travolta for Pulp Fiction. And I think, again, we have to ask ourselves, does most popular mean best actor or best? Because I think if you ask the general public, Tom Hanks has got it nailed down.
Yeah.
But does he deserve it?
But I mean, you got to think that. Have you seen Forrest Gump? You've seen them all?
Who has
You
not?
haven't seen Forrest Gump?
You haven't seen Forrest Gump?
That's why we put him down on the end.
I haven't seen Forrest Gump. How can you make any judgment? That's all
I
right.
think a lot of people say that Tom Hanks deserves Best Actor because, I mean, a lot of people have seen, most people I'd say have seen Forrest Gump. I mean, 380.
3 out of 4.
Right? 3 out of 4 people have seen Forrest Gump.
I mean, like, made like $350 million and it's still making money now. I mean, it's like, I mean, to me, Tom Hanks is a lot like, I keep bringing this up. I brought it up all day, but like Rain Man, you know, Dustin Hoffman for Rain Man. I don't understand why Dustin Hoffman even won an Oscar for Rain Man. It was just like mimicry, you know? I mean, any third grader can mimic someone. We don't want to give him an Oscar for it, you know? And Tom Hanks, he was just like, he was stupid. He was stupid the whole movie. I mean, it was no change, nothing going on there.
See, that's okay, and like I was saying earlier, that's where I'm going to like argue with you a little bit because I'm an actress. I'll say that for the 99th time. Plug, give me a job. And anyway, I think the biggest art, you know, in acting is mimicry and like being able to make a three-dimensional character out of something that could easily be just a two-dimensional thing. And I think that Tom Hanks did a really good job in, not only mastering, accents are hard, even especially like Southern ones like that, but I think he did a really good job in mastering that, but also he was able to create a three-dimensional character, and you didn't sit there and say, oh, this is Tom Hanks. You thought, oh, this is Forrest Gump, this is the character. But even though he did a really good job, I've heard many, 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 many good things about Shawshank Redemption, and so I think that Morgan Freeman might just get it. But then again, I think it's going to be a really, really close thing between Morgan Freeman, Tom Hanks, and not John Travolta. But there was one more.
Nigel Hawthorne
Yes.
for Madness of King George.
Yes, Nigel Hawthorne. I thought that was great. I thought he was really, really good.
He was king, all right.
And he was mad. Why was he mad?
It's good to be king. I have to agree with you. I think Morgan Freeman did a hell of a job. This is what his third nomination. He's pushing 70 or so, and it's about time we gave it to him before he just is not making movies.
It's his third nomination.
Yeah.
I'm coming up with
You're coming up with
Driving Miss Daisy and Glory.
No, you're thinking way back.
He didn't win
Lean on me.
either of
No,
those.
Lean on me. With Crazy Jill.
Supporting actor in, I can't remember the movie, and you're embarrassing me.
Oh, okay. I'm
But,
sorry.
So is it the one with the kid that goes to Africa? The Power of
That was
One?
Bappa. No, it wasn't that. That was
He was in
two
Power
years
of
ago.
One?
Yeah.
Well, I think out of that whole list, if you read off the names, Morgan Freeman, Tom Hanks, Nigel Hawthorne, Paul Newman, John Travolta. I've seen all the movies. As much as I like Pulp Fiction, throw out John Travolta. I mean,
Yeah.
wasn't that?
Definitely the weakest.
I don't know. I thought Samuel Jackson could have replaced him. in that
Although
category.
John Travolta was great in Grease.
Michelle Pfeiffer was in Grease.
Who does it? I
No,
asked you.
yeah, Grease
did
too,
see
that's
Grease.
right.
I have to agree with
She
part
went,
of what you're
I want a
saying.
cool rider. She was good.
Did she get the soundtrack?
Yeah.
Sing it all too.
No, I just saw it on fire.
She's an actress.
When she's on the
Blood.
I'm an actress.
sing,
now.
too.
I need a job.
And
Tom Hanks is kind of like Jodie Foster. They both are working with that crutch character because they've got this big character part to work with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They both can really immerse themselves in this character, and that's a lot easier to do. I'm not saying that their performances weren't wonderful, but it's easier to play a character than to play a straight part. And Jessica Lange in
Yeah, that
Blue
is
Sky
true.
and Morgan Freeman and Shawshank have both played these straight parts and played them extremely well.
Yeah.
So they definitely deserve the award.
I think
whether they
if
get it
Tom
or not.
Hanks, if he gets it, the Academy will know that they snubbed him for The Burbs.
yeah, and Bachelor
No, I
Party.
loved The Burbs.
What happened
I
there?
loved that movie.
I thought Big. He was pretty good in Big, but they'll never give
What
an
about
award
the
that
man with
serious
one
to a
red
comedy.
shoe?
What?
That had John
Oh,
Jim
yeah.
Belushi in it. Any movie with Jim Belushi. You ever see Mr. Destiny? It was on
Or The
pay-per-view
Principal.
immediately. I mean, you got a choice going to see it at the theaters or go see it on pay-per-view. I think, okay, if we go down the list, okay, let's go. John Travolta, I say nix, no, nah. Just
Sorry,
one
John.
quality. Paul
We
Newman.
loved your strut and
dancer,
Staying
good dancer.
Alive,
Dude,
but it ain't gonna work.
they marketed Nobody's Fool just because it was Paul Newman. They had the whole age to perfection thing. It was just because it was Paul Newman. And I think it's just because he is getting old that the Academy nominated. Tom Hanks, it's the old great Hollywood trick. You're playing a stupid guy, use a southern accent. Okay, so I say forget him. Nigel Hawthorne for Madison King George was really good, and Morgan Freeman was really good for Shawshank Redemption. As much as I like Shawshank Redemption in
Okay.
general,
I'm definitely gonna put my money on Morgan Freeman. I think he's gonna get it.
I think if he was in Best Supporting, A-class, give it to him. But I like Nigel Hawthorne.
See, that's what you're thinking. I thought Morgan Freeman would be nominated for Best Supporting Actor.
So did I.
And I thought Tim Robbins would get it for Best Actor.
He's snubbed all the time.
But yeah, and since they ignored him and since they brought Morgan Freeman actually up, that means they're looking at him a little bit more than you might think that they are.
Tim Robbins has saved some really bad movies too, in my opinion. I mean, just some
Howard
crap.
the Duck? What?
He was in Howard the Duck.
He was in Howard the Duck?
Maybe I'm the only one that saw Howard the Duck.
No, I saw him a long time ago. Who did he play in Howard the
He played
Duck?
that little guy who helps him. He's helping him across the river.
little
on that
guy?
one part. He's got the guy, little nerdy scientist helper guy.
Wow.
Tim Robbins, you gotta follow him.
Jeez, I saw that just last
You
weekend,
gotta
too.
rent it this weekend.
You haven't seen Howard the Duck. You haven't seen all of
He
it.
saved Cadillac. He was the
Robbins.
only funny thing in Cadillac. I mean, Robin Williams was in Cadillac Man, and I thought Tim Robbins really saved
He
that
did
movie.
do a really good job.
You see Hudsucker Proxy?
No, I haven't seen
Oh, I
that.
want to see. Was that for up for this year?
No,
Yeah,
no.
it was
well,
this year. It was released this year.
It would've been.
With Newman, actually.
Yeah.
Again.
But it had the Shawshank Redemption unpronounceable title, so nobody went and saw it.
Right? You didn't know what
the
the
average
hell it
American
was
public
about.
said, "You want to go see let's go see Speed." I can pronounce that.
That's a very good point, Bernie. You made a very good point. This Pulp Fiction.
So what are we saying here? I'm going for Nigel Hawthorne.
No foreigners this year. I guarantee. Not that I'm against foreigners. We had some excellent foreign films. this year.
Xenophobia runs rampant.
But no, Nigel was just. That's the first time we've ever even seen Nigel. And even though Day-Lewis got it a few years back, Hopkins has picked it up. Jeremy Irons has got it for Reversal of Fortune. That's way too many British people in this decade alone to be getting this award. And people are going to go, hey, what is this for? I mean, look at the Best Supporting Actress category last year. Out of all those wonderful performances, who won? No, okay, year before. I'm sorry.
Oh, before that, Marissa Tomei.
Marissa Tomei, because what? She was the only American.
That was
lone
outrageous.
American woman.
She just used a Bronx accent.
So there
And
she
it was-
is.
Wow, that was
My
pretty bad.
cousin Vinny.
I was not impressed.
Well, good because of Fred Gwynn.
You talk about somebody.
admit.
Let's go off on a tangent
Fred
again.
Gwynn. You go, Fred Gwynn. I'm with you, man.
Look how far Joe Pesci.
Car 69, where are you?
Car 54.
Car 54.
It's okay. Hey.
Sorry.
I think she's screaming into a blank camera. Anyway, I think they shut that camera off long ago. I think look at you talk about My Cousin Vinny though. Look what happened to Joseph Pesci since he got the award for. He can't really be named Joe. I mean, that can't be on the birth certificate. But look what happened to him after he won the was the Best Supporting Actor for Tommy in Goodfellas. Tommy? Is that his name? Tommy? I don't know. The character they played.
You talking to me?
Yeah, that guy.
No, he was.
No, you think
he
I'm
said,
funny. You
Yeah,
think
you
I'm
think I'm
funny.
funny.
That's-
Oh, I amuse you. I'm
We're mixing
sorry.
our Italian.
Edit that out.
One of those
lines.
Scorsese.
It's one of those blood and gut
Right,
things
gangster
with the
films.
He's
New
got,
York
look what he's made since then,
stuff
though.
and-
He made The Super. He made that thing with the Encino
Super.
Man guy, with the
The one
Harvard
with Christian
kids.
Slater?
With
The one-
honors, you think?
What's the thing? Yeah, with honors. That's it. And what's the Christian Slater thing?
I can't remember.
Oh, Jimmy Hollywood.
Jimmy Hollywood? Yeah, Jimmy Hollywood.
Jimmy Hollywood, something like
Yeah,
that.
the Barry Levinson.
Either way, we don't know because we haven't gone to see it. I mean, it's just.
And don't
Yikes.
you either.
It's our recommendation for the day. Don't go see that movie.
All I want to know is, do they show Christian Slater's butt
In what?
in the movie with Joe Pesci?
They showed Jodie
I
Foster.
thought it was Mel Gibson.
Well, I
whose butt
don't
had the
care
thing
about
on it.
Jodie Foster's butt. I used to would like to have seen Keanu Reeves' butt, but now that it's true that he married David Geffen and he's queer as a $3
He
bill.
did marry David Geffen. That
He
was
did
complete
too.
lie.
He
No,
did
who
too.
was the guy he married? We got this straight the other day.
Ring Bear. Right here, pal. No, I mean, he
If
married
you
Merv
know
Griffith or
if
something.
Keanu Reeves, call in or come by.
I think that's what I want to know. You, the listening audience, did Keanu Reeves marry David Geffen? This is going to be a long
Hey, that's a good idea.
argument.
The viewing
Answer next week.
That's a good
I
idea. One thing
really-
we're going to do for the show is that we're going to give the audience an opportunity to come on and do this because if we can do it, obviously anybody can do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to have something every week to where this is set up. Come on, guys. We're going to have something every week where we'll have a trivia question or something. We haven't worked it out yet to where you'll have an opportunity to win free passes to go see the movie.
And this week, the question is, did Keanu Reeves marry David Geffen?
That's a yes or no. I mean, everyone's.
How many of us say no here?
And what you'll do is we'll put up, at the end of the show, we're going to put up an email address that you can mail it to, a fax number where you can send it to, and possibly a phone number to where you can send your answer to.
Did Keanu Reeves marry David Geffen?
Did you see the way she did that? She's an actress.
She's an actress.
Plug, plug.
Really
That's
good.
delivery. Do it one more time.
Can you do it over this way? There we go.
Did Keanu Reeves marry David Geffen?
Isn't it Geffen?
I think so.
It's Ralph Fiennes.
Anyway, what is the
I
next
was
category
worried
that
it was
we're on to
Geffen.
now?
The next
Are
category,
we on to the big,
final
baddest,
category. I'll read
and the
these off,
most
if you don't
important of the whole thing?
Big Fat Daddy.
All right. Can I read these off?
Best
Nominees
picture.
for Best Picture from Miramax, Pulp Fiction, which also did Bullets Over Broadway, which was not nominated, right, Bernie? Shawshank Redemption,
Castle Rock.
Four Weddings and a Funeral, who cares?
Gramercy, I think.
Who cares? Forrest Gump, that was a big Paramount one.
That was Big Paramount.
And Quiz Show, Columbia?
I think so.
I don't think it matters.
Columbia or TriStar?
Trivia.
Starting with you.
So what do we have again? I think
I
that,
thought we started with Richard.
gosh, I think that Pulp Fiction is going to get something. But I think it may either get Best Picture or at least somebody will win an award. They might do it to where they let Samuel Jackson win an award and then they can give somebody else Best Picture. But I think that it's either Pulp Fiction, is Forrest Gump on there?
Yes.
But
Shall I read it
then
again?
I think that, no, you don't need to read it again. My short-term memory is working with me today. I've got it. But then again, I think by popularity, I think probably Forrest Gump will get it, because it really did have a lot of good symbolism about the argument of whether we control our destiny, whether we have control over our destiny, or whether our destiny just kind of happens, and that life kind of happens to us. I really like the argument that they had there, just that whole question. So I think that might win it. There's a lot of good movies that came out this year. I mean, it's a really tough thing for all of them. All right.
It's true. Stop me. Boy, you are an actress, man. You saw that much in Forrest Gump. I didn't see that much in Forrest Gump. I thought
Well,
Forrest Gump was really nice. It was really It was nice. I thought they went really outrageously too far with all him having an effect of everything in the last 20 years. You know, of
But
every
see,
little
that was the
fad.
whole thing, because every time he had an effect on it, though, it was different. Sometimes it just happened because he was in the right place at the right time, and then sometimes he made an actual choice to do the thing that he did, and so he had an effect on his own life. And at the end, when he's sitting there talking to his mom's tombstone, he finally sums up the whole movie when he says exactly that. He's like, well, you know, what does happen? And the whole time his girlfriend, I mean, she does become his girlfriend. I mean, everybody talks about that the entire movie. And then finally at the end, he finally says kind of a statement. You know, he's like, well, this whole time I've been wondering, you know, whether we have an effect on life or whether life affects us. And then finally at the end, sorry to ruin it for you people, finally at the end he's like, well, I guess it's kind of a combination of both. I mean, that's where I thought it did have a lot of like stuff that there's no way that could happen in 100 years, but I think that was more of like this symbolic person that does all these things so that we could answer this question. But maybe I did see a lot into it.
I have to agree with Bernie. Forrest Gump was a spectacular picture, I thought. One of the best of the year, undoubtedly. But it did have a tendency to get a little corny at the end in certain parts.
Yeah.
Okay, enough about Gump. Let's talk about the real movie here. 4 Weddings and a Funeral.
Ooh, such plot, such savvy. I loved it. So sassy.
She's an actress, can you tell?
Give me a job.
I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
I
saw
heard it
everyone
was
but
bad.
4 Weddings and a Funeral.
4 Weddings had its really great points. Mr. Bean, the guy who plays Mr. Bean
Oh,
on
I
HBO.
love him. He's good.
He's awesome. He was funny as hell. Hugh Grant is a wonderful actor. Once again, from England. Just did a spectacular performance.
Damn foreigner.
Annie McDowell. Get off the set. Get off the thing.
See, that's what I want to say to the writer. Don't
Unless she
hold
shows her butt, right?
Yeah,
And then
show her
Richard's
butt.
buying
I
6
don't
or
even
7
want to
tickets.
see her butt. 4 Weddings and a Funeral. It was just too sad. And Best Picture, please.
How about
Out of
Quiz Show?
Everything that was out there. I saw Quiz Show twice, and I moved by it both times. Just one of those really good, big studio pictures, big names, and just some really cool things. The Martin Scorsese cameo that was in there was really cool. Just the little things like that. Redford really has made himself an excellent director. Ordinary People was great. River and Through It was great.
He's up for Best Director.
What was the one about the beans or something?
Milagro Beanfield War.
Yeah.
He didn't direct that, did he?
But that's what she's
I
talking
thought he
about.
did.
No.
Oh,
was in
never
it.
mind.
It has anything to do with it.
I thought he directed that. Oh well.
All right, it's going
Sorry.
along. Okay,
Just
next
not
one.
informed.
We're left with now Pulp Fiction and The Shawshank Redemption.
Let's go with Pulp Fiction first.
Yeah. Richard?
I think if Pulp Fiction, yeah, I think you were right that it does have to get something, but it'll probably get Best Director, or at least I'm kind of hoping it will because,
Or best like screenplay or something.
yeah, because as someone pointed out, it probably wouldn't have the same effect unless so-and-so directed it.
Tarantino directed.
Tarantino.
So you don't think it would have had a big effect if it hadn't been for all the hype of it?
Excuse me?
You don't think it would have had as big an effect about all the hype of it? I mean, the movie still makes. I don't want to be hooked on money and say that's any criteria for how good a movie is, but it still makes $2 million every week. You know.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like
And see,
people are still going to see it.
I think it's so stupid that they don't give somebody something. I think it's so stupid they don't give somebody an award for their first product, because I think that he should have won some kind of award for Reservoir Dogs. And didn't they look over that, since that was his?
We could do a whole show. I mean, I love Reservoir Dogs, but I mean, you get the whole city on fire argument going on in there.
Yeah, I
seen
guess
City on
so.
Fire?
See, I think
No.
Tarantino probably won't win this year because he is up and coming. He has done Reservoir Dogs and got his name on a bunch of different projects.
Yeah.
And this is his first biggie that's really hit the mainstream real well. Like Forrest Gump, I thought it was a spectacular movie. But at a time, it had a tendency to get a little corny too. My
Yeah,
favorite
it
part of this
did.
whole movie, the Bruce Willis sequence. That could have made the movie for me. Just him and everything
Which
that
one?
happened.
When he saw the guy walking across the
Just
street.
everything.
No,
Bruce
the whole
Willis is one
thing.
of the finest actors around.
I
Did a hell
I
of a
did
job.
not understand the whole scene with Bruce Willis in the car, in the cab with the woman. I didn't understand. That was a very odd scene to me. It didn't seem like it seemed like it should have been left on the editing room floor. After he jumps out of the window after the fight, the whole first thing with the gold watch, right after the great speech by Christopher Walken. That's fantastic.
Who got
Oh yeah,
snubbed in the
that
supporting
did
actor
that.
award?
I know that was like a really
Christopher
pointless
Walken.
excuse to have Christopher Walken on the. They could have cut that out entirely.
That's true, but see,
I think
things
you're
like
right.
that would have been.
Everything in Pulp Fiction, though, everything, especially the Bonnie incident, or the Bonnie situation, whatever it is at the end, that whole thing screamed cameo. The thing with Harvey Keitel, they set
Right.
him up from the back and then they open the door. I didn't like that everything in there, and the thing
Right,
with
Harvey Keitel was
Tarantino
just
as
kinda
well. Yeah.
Dumb too. I
Yeah.
was like,
It's like, yeah, I need someone to
Off the
come.
piano to that.
I need to call someone who just is gonna tell me, hey, clean up the car. Yeah, what's the point of that? They can drag the guy all the way out of a party at 8 a.m. in the morning, where he's wearing a tuxedo, to come and tell him, oh, by the way, you need to clean all the blood out
now
of the
he's
car.
the cleaner in 2 movies. He was the cleaner in La Femme Nikki. Oh no, in the
Point of No Return.
Yes, thank you. Point of No Return, and then now he was the cleanup guy in.
He was a little bit different in Point of No Return.
That's true.
Poured that acid. He was cool though. He had the thick glasses. Okay, that leaves us with what I think is definitely, if I had to choose, easily the best picture of the year, which is The Shawshank Redemption.
Is that nominated?
Yes, it's originally give her the list. Here, hold on.
Okay. Again.
Originally written as a short story, it's in the same book as The Body, which is what Stand By Me was based on before. It's
Different
called
Seasons is the name of the book.
Different Seasons is the name of the book. Rita Hayworth and The Shawshank Redemption. So actually, they did shorten the name and make it easier to say, believe it or not.
Although it could have been Rita Hayworth.
That's easily what I consider to be the best movie. It's got great cinematography, great editing, great acting by both Tim Robbins and Morgan Freeman. The Warden is also
great.
top notch. He could have got a Best Supporting nod, in my opinion. I don't know if he was snubbed, but he was still a great performance by him. I'm not familiar with the actor's name. Just an all-around great movie. I liked Quiz Show because it had the good formula of the central character with the big obstacle, the big moral dilemma in this case. But Shawshank Redemption was just such a fantastic movie. It's basically about the institutionalization of men in prison, and you have this man who he claims that he's innocent, and you're not sure if he's innocent the whole movie. Just a fantastic movie. It's about a little bit of male bonding in there too. Just about these, they basically grow up together almost. It seems like.
Was it male bonding in like a Midnight Express sort of jail way?
Well, it's not like the Deliverance kind of way. Is that what you're asking? I mean, no. I mean, it's
got a little deliverance in there.
There's a little. It's
feel like a bit.
Midnight Run with.
No, Midnight Express.
Oh, okay.
In the Turkish prison.
It's more like a Midnight Cowboy. If we're gonna go with a midnight theme, these two people who are kind of thrown together. They can't possibly go. Or Electric Horsemen. Let's take this all the way down. No, they're thrown together, and these two people they have to overcome all this hardship together.
Yeah.
And it's like Morgan Freeman is kind of a fatherly role for Tim Robbins at first, and then it ends up the little bit of role reversal there. It's just a great movie.
But will it win? I mean,
it might. It might. The thing is that nobody's seen it.
Yeah, that's the only thing. If Forrest Gump gets it, it'll get it because so many people saw it. And it's the same thing with Pulp Fiction.
Everybody knows about Pulp Fiction.
And like what I was hearing before Pulp Fiction came out, was people were saying that in the Cannes Festival, people were saying, well, what do you think is going to win the award besides Pulp Fiction? But, so that just maybe because everybody saw it. But I think, yeah, as far as like, if they're going to go for like, as far as like art form and as far as like, good, as far as like just, good quality, I think that Shawshank Redemption will get it.
My vote will be for Shawshank Redemption.
Okay.
Probably mine too, because I haven't seen Gump. But I think if Gump does not take the award, it'll be an upset.
I think I'm just going to go with my call for what's got to win is Shawshank Redemption. If it doesn't win Best Picture, which I don't think it will, Shawshank Redemption has to win for Best Adapted Screenplay. If it doesn't, because I've read both, and I've read Forrest Gump as well. And people are saying that Forrest Gump is up for it. No, I think Shawshank Redemption has got to win Best Adapted Screenplay. If it doesn't win that, it's just a joke. The Academy's are a joke.
Haven't we established that already?
Well, actually, I don't think the Academies are a joke. They really award people who have not only paid their dues, but continue to pick intelligent things. Like Oldman, you said they continually ignore him, even though he's done some really good things.
See, I think
Oldman picked some really corny stuff, like the Dracula BS. What was that all about?
But he was so good in that. I think if there was anybody that had a good performance, it was definitely him.
But it's an actor.
I believed he was an 80-million-year-old vampire.
And he gets a lot of sloppy stuff, though. What was it? Like Keitel? Well, we won't go with Keitel.
Keitel again.
He's too many damn movies.
Bad Lieutenant. Wow. Wow.
Bad
Funky
Lieutenant.
Trouble. All I gotta say with that.
It's not the kind of movie you can rent at Blockbuster.
And it's not the kind of movie you can watch with the family.
Okay, well, the Academy Awards will be on the air at 7 o'clock.
Are there any movies that you guys would talk about that you're glad didn't get an award?
7 Central?
7 Central, 8 Eastern.
8 Eastern, 7 Central.
Oh,
Yeah, for our viewers in the Eastern time zone, you'll catch
You
it
never
at 8.
know. I could tape this and send it to my grandmother.
Did you have anything else you want to add? Anything symbolic? Any more plugs?
No.
Kathy's
that's it.
resume will be shown on the character
Yes.
direction page at the end of the show.
At the end of the show, we'll be showing my resume and available times during the week that I'm able to work. And
We'll shoot this show hopefully once a week, and it will air on Friday. So before you go out and watch your movies for the weekend, make sure that you go and watch our show, Sneak Peek, and see what you should watch. And like I said, we're going to have a guest host on every week, and our question for this week is...
did Keanu Reeves marry David Geffen? Giffen?
And also,
you make the call.
could you tell us if Keanu Reeves married David Geffen? And what production company produced Quiz Show? What studio produced Quiz Show? Tell us that, and you can watch Tank Girl and Rob Roy and be on the show with us. Oh, as we also watch Natural Born Killers on video, but we'll talk about that when we do that next time. Thanks for stopping by. Bye. Let's give him a big kiss. Thanks for watching. Thanks for putting up with us.
Bye.
Hey, popcorn left.
Yeah.